if we're going to fact check something, we should be able to fact check to see actually what happened and do not accept what's on ABC, NBC, and CBS.
I don't accept what's on ABC, NBC, CBS, but when everybody is covering the exact same story, at some point you've got to figure out school shooting happened and the kids.
They're all a criminal cabal. They've been misrepresenting information.
Who uses the word cabal? Brother, what?
Yes, they are. Look at the defamation.
It's 20 in the morning. It's 6:20 in the morning, boy.
The defamation program they got against black men. They put us on the news as the worst kind of individual walking the planet. Just like, for instance, the video of the young, supposedly black guy that may have had something to do with the rape of the 80-year-old woman. They show that video, and that video has the physical profile of almost every young black man in Detroit. They got the skinny jeans, they got little hood. And what is this about Craig talking about, oh, we think we know who the guy is and he's still in the neighborhood? What kind of stuff is that?
All right. Thanks, Thomas, brother. We appreciate you calling early in the morning and waking us up and making us think that, everything's a conspiracy. We got you, brother. Have a good morning. Thanks for listening. 313-778-7600. Let's go to Dorian. Good morning, Dorian.
Good morning, Kerry. Thanks for taking my call. I guess you got the 10 hats out this morning.
You know what? Here's the thing. I appreciate everybody who calls my show in the morning, everybody who gets up early and wants to be part of the discussion, because y'all already know it's a talk show. And a lot of y'all will sit there and talk on, and we do appreciate everybody in all of the comments and on all of the different social media channels. So don't get me wrong. I do appreciate it and we do read it. But, talk radio, seriously, I mean, I listen to talk radio when I'm on the highway going back and forth, and you get a variety of different opinions, and I'm always amazed to find out what people believe. But that's why I get up early in the morning, because I want to hear from them.
I wouldn't rule out, it being some falsities to certain stories, and the media has been known to shift. That's what he's basically saying. Like,
right.
Honestly, we really can't trust the media. Fine, that's all you had to say.
I get that part right. That part, we don't need to trust the media.
So what's so interesting, like people like Tim, the Trump supporters, who, first of all, and I'm telling people what this is about, and everyone's questioning, why you going back the furthest case? Well, that's the first thing they can come up with. See, first of all, any college professor will tell you, that's teaching law, will tell you that you got to set precedent. And that's what this is about. Now, all you worried about what's going to happen in Georgia, you worried about what the U.S., the Department of Justice is going to do, they're eventually going to fall and start prosecuting them as well, but you have to start a legal...
But somebody had to be the first one through the door. Right.
Right.
They were all sitting around scared and say, can we charge them? Should we charge them? Somebody needed to be the one to stand up and say, listen, I'm not going to keep letting them get away with breaking the law. Right.
And the closest situation we've ever had was Nixon, and look how long it took, Gerald Ford to pardon him immediately. The moment he stepped out, he's out. Don't worry about it. You can't charge him. So we came close one time. We would have had legal precedent then, but we don't have any legal precedent until now. And so tomorrow is a huge historical day, not to be looked at as being political, because honestly, we can go down the line. The last 8 presidents deserve to be prosecuted for something, from selling guns for crack to
keeping hostages in Iran until after the election is over.
Guantanamo Bay and waterboarding. The fact that we basically own entire South America and we getting our drugs from them and getting our oranges and mangoes from. Okay, we can go down the line about what are illegal activities as a country, and we support it through our taxes. And no one's going to stand up and say anything, because this entity that we're part of is a lot larger than anything we've ever seen on Earth. So So everybody needs to get this out their mind. Yes, politically, yeah, they'll take you down if you're, this is what this is about. But you got to set precedent too. We can't have unchecked power as presidents. We don't have kings. We don't have dictators. And so every person as a citizen should be, if you commit a crime, be able to be prosecuted. And that's just what it is. If you're a citizen, is he a citizen? Yes, you're a citizen now. And we're going to go back in
That's
time.
my thing. Is we all need to make sure that we're clear on this. If you commit a crime, I don't care who you are, what office you held, what you're running for. If you commit a crime or several crimes, you are subject to being prosecuted, period. Nobody is above the law.
Exactly, period. Nobody's above the law. And if we're going to have, and listen, there are things that are occurring above the law in due time, like Tim. But this, what about us? What about the, like you said, what position that Hunter Biden got in the White House?
Hunter Biden has none, but I mean, listen, that there are, just like, Democrats have talking points, Republicans have talking points too, and that's their number one thing is let's keep pointing, let's keep deflecting.
Remember the Bush twins? Remember they was having little issues with the alcohol and partying? Remember that?
Right. See, there's always, listen, they don't want to wind up bringing that up, please. Trump's kids have a problem, but nobody's going to wind up bringing that up. They want to ignore that part. Let me see if I can knock out at least one more call before we go to break. Thank you, brother. Let's go to Carl. Good morning, Carl.
Thanks, my call, Kerry. Yeah, Donald Trump should have just stayed in the shadows. You know what I'm saying? Because he exposed himself. He got into politics. Those are laws for politics, Corporate America, he knew how to do his shadiness in corporate America and get away with it. Yeah, but this is not what they say, president and that. This is something, oh my God. No, he had around about 15 presidents owned slaves. Lynched, raped them, killed them on their plantation. This ain't nothing. This doesn't really bother me like that. And then Alex Jones. This guy made hundreds of millions of dollars lying about kids, them 20 kids that got killed and shot up out in Newport. People sent him all kinds of money. Talk about what kind of society we live in, man. And that wasn't safe.
They sent him money, and he's going out of his way to put all of his money in the names of his relatives because he don't want to have to pay those judgments. So he's been transferring money left and right. He should have transferred the money while the case was pending or before there was an actual judgment. Now that he is transferred, now that there's several judgments of $100 million or more out, now he's trying to transfer all assets to the name of his relatives to try to hide this money, which just makes it a little harder for the government. They've got to actually do some work and try and get the money back so that they can satisfy those judgments. But, he's one of those people that believes he's above the law.
And Trump, his attorneys told him, hey, man, they got something on you. He knew that's why he put that indictment to say, oh, they're trying to get me. Well, he's got a warrant out for his arrest now, right?
Yep.
That's what he got. So he go ahead and turn himself on in and let
he's flying up. He's going to turn himself in. What I don't know is how much of a spectacle his supporters are going to make. That's the question we got to find out tomorrow. Say, are they going to show up and clown, or are they going to wait and let the justice system go on? But I'll tell you again, if there's one place you want to clown, it's New York, where they are prepared for terrorism every day. So we're not going to see in New York what we saw happen on January 6th back in D.C. Things are going to be a bit different. Thanks for calling this morning. You have a great day. 313-778-7600, 313-778-7600. Going to take a very quick break. We'll be right back.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. For your guaranteed biggest refund and 50% off tax prep, switch to Jackson Hewitt. 50% off is a limited time offer for new clients filing at participating locations. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
910 AM Superstation has the greatest advertising deal ever with our Godfather package. 100 spots for $600. with a must air within 30-day policy, and we will even produce the spots free. That's right, free. Call Devin C now at 248-357-4566. That's 248-357-4566. Or email at d.calhoun@thewordnetwork.org. This excludes political ads.
Did you know most vitamin supplements don't even come from food? Even the products with colorful fruits and vegetables adorning the labels are seldom derived from produce. Typically, supplements are synthetic, made in a laboratory. Modern science may synthetically imitate these chemicals, but your body isn't fooled. It knows the difference, and it craves quality materials to build, repair, and fight illness. You need to consume fruits and vegetables daily in a variety of colors, as well as whole grains and other fresh food. That's why I formulated Balance of Nature. I wanted to be able to give my patients a natural alternative to the cheap, unnatural chemistry by giving them real fruits and vegetables. In fact, the only ingredients inside of Balance of Nature are whole fruits and vegetables. Don't settle for imitation nutrition. Reach for the good stuff, the real stuff.
Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com to get 35% off your first preferred order by using discount code RADIO5.
Do you have an idea for an invention or new product? Do you think companies would be interested in your idea? Do you want to try to get a patent? Then call InventHelp now. InventHelp keeps your idea confidential and explains every step of the invention process. We create professional materials representing your idea and submit it to companies who are looking for new ideas. We have more than 9,000 companies who've agreed to review ideas in confidence. If a company shows interest in manufacturing your invention, we can negotiate on your behalf. We have helped over 10,000 clients receive patents. We also offer services including 3D modeling and animation demonstrating your idea, prototyping services, and we use state-of-the-art technology to show InventHelp client ideas to additional companies. Join the thousands of people just like you who chose InventHelp to pursue their idea. We are experienced. We are working for you. We are InventHelp.
Call us for free information at 1-800-460-1663. That's 1-800-460-1663. Again, 1-800-460-1663.
The 910 AM live stream can now be seen on Apple TV, Roku, Chromecast, YouTube Red, iPhone, iPad, Android phone, Android tablet, Amazon Kindle Fire, any Windows phone, or watch us live at 910amsuperstation.com.
Welcome back, Metro Detroit. This is Kerry Leon Jackson, your urban conservative. You're listening to 910 AM Superstation. Let's get back to the phones because, yeah, I see that there's quite a number of y'all that want to be heard this morning. Let's go to Theo. Good morning, Theo.
Well, happy Monday to you.
Happy Monday. Let me first start off by saying this reminds me that I didn't call you back over the weekend. I'll call you later on today. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Go ahead.
I was calling because I agree with you, and I'm sure millions of us agree that nobody should ever be above the law. Now, it seems to me that this little statement keeps creeping in. Oh, it's political. I don't care if it is political. The facts are the facts. We're not concerned about whether it is or isn't political. Now, as it relates to the Republicans and their politics, it has been reported that since this announcement, $4 million has been raised by Donald Trump. And furthermore, it was stated that the average donation was $35. That means that the wealthy Republicans are not giving him any donations, dragging him. And if that's the case, then
well, hold on a minute, Theo. Let me just say this.
17 people running for president.
Let me just say
They
this.
want him in jail to make it
Theo,
easier for
don't pay
17 people to
attention
run
when they
again.
tell you about the Donald Trump has, like, whenever you hear anything that's like a Rasmussen poll, those people are paid by Trump. They are paid to lie and tell you and put out the message of what Donald Trump wants people to know or what he wants them to believe in. So when the only reason that they would tell you we've raised $4 million over the weekend and they were all $35 is because they want you to be scared that there are millions of Americans out there who are siding with Trump. Again, what you just said, whether it's political or not, doesn't matter. The man's a criminal. He's committed offenses and he needs to be charged with them. Period. Nobody is
Exactly.
above the law.
Exactly. But the point about the average person paying $35 said to me that the other half of those people who went on January the 6th are the Jim Jones Kool-Aid drinkers.
Yep.
That's the issue.
You're right.
Exactly. They're not evaluating what's real and what needs to happen. And the Republicans.
No, here's the thing, Theo. They've evaluated. They don't care. The same way that all of those members of Congress decided they didn't care what charges came out, who testified against him, why on earth there were articles of impeachment. They didn't care. They simply have said, we don't care how many crimes he commits. We want him to be president. And the wake-up call that we've all got to make is to make sure that all of the other people, all of the right-thinking Americans, those that were born and raised to know the difference between right and wrong, got to make sure that all of those people know, see what those people believe. We've got to outvote those people. You can't let those people elect your next president, period. Okay.
All 90 of them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let me take another call. Thanks. I'll buzz you later on today, I promise. All right, let's go to Nathan. Good morning, Nathan. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. You know what I'm waiting to see tomorrow?
What?
I'm waiting to see Marjorie Taylor Greene go to New York and act the fool. I wish Jim Jordan.
She's going to go to New York, and you know good and well, no matter how much they tried to clean her up on 60 Minutes last night, you know she's going to act the fool. That's why, and she's doing it for. She's going to go act the fool. The question is, how much of a fool is she going to act? Who's going to follow her? And what are the cops going to do about it? That's what we want to see.
Right.
We know she's going. She made an announcement to let everybody know she's going to New York. She's called Trump. She's going to New York. And that woman is trying to become vice president. She wants to be Trump's vice president. And so that's why she supported Kevin McCarthy. That's why she is everybody's connection to Donald Trump. She's going to New York. She's going to clown. Let's see what happens.
Okay. But McCarthy said they're trying to interfere in a presidential election. Where was he at? During the right in the election cycle when General Clay was hollering, lock her up, lock her up. I remember that.
I remember it. And plenty of people are going to be saying, lock him up tomorrow. Thanks for calling, Nathan. Have a great day. 313-778-7600. Let's talk to James.
Yes.
Good morning, James.
Yes. Thanks for accepting my call. I called in just to listen. They cut the airways here in Flint, and I can't get 910 anymore, but I love your program. Very informative. It saved me. I listened to the program last Monday that you had, and it really was informative. It saved me a lot of problems by listening to that information. Thank you.
All right. Thanks. Then Vaughn, put him back on. Just let him stay on hold. I didn't know that there's a problem with the signal, and I'll make sure that I text the engineer later on today to let them know that the folks in Flint still want to hear our voices. All right, let's go to Marcellus. Good morning, Marcellus.
Good morning. Good morning, you. Good morning, Tim. I'm just wondering why Black people are the ones the spaces used to bring these charges up against Trump. We got a DOJ which has much more resources, much more access to information, much more powerful as far as the justice system to go up against the ex-president. I think there's going to be a mean backlash after whatever happens with Trump, and it's going to hurt us as a people because
hurt us as a people. You really that scared of them? They charging somebody who committed as many offenses as many people that are around him who've already been convicted, who've already went to prison, who've already said Donald Trump told me to do it. You actually are scared of them charging the man. It's going to hurt us as a people. Us as a people, folks that survived slavery, Jim Crow, get to the back of the bus. We're not going to let you get a job. We're not going to give you, even if you manage to buy a home, we're going to make your home less than the white person whose home is right down the street and it's the same. You think that it's going to hurt us as a people? Brother, get up, wake up, wake up. It is not going to hurt us as a people. You're falling for the BS that Trump folks want you to fall for. You need to pay a little bit more attention to listen. If we've gone through all of the stuff that we've gone through now, them charging this white man for the crimes that he's committed is not at all going to affect our community. Get real. Have a great day. Thanks for calling, though. Let's go to New Tim. Good morning, New Tim.
Yes, good morning. Yes, good morning. I'm enjoying your show. I see you got a lot of gaslighting this morning and a lot of handkerchief head Negroes and neighbors of status quo. I see you got a lot of those people.
I don't know about a lot of them, but I am that worried that somebody is actually that concerned about. Understand this. Them charging Donald Trump is not going to affect the price of gas. It clearly is not going to affect whether or not police keep deciding to pull over and beat and harass. There's a new story out yesterday that it took an inside cop down in, I believe it is in Kansas City, to actually tell that the police chief told them, go to the black neighborhoods and harass them and pass out tickets. None of this stuff is going to change because Donald Trump finally had to pay the price for all of the lies and the fraud he has committed over the years. And for anybody to sit there and be scared of it, you can't even watch Fox News and be a Trump supporter and be concerned about, oh my God, it's going to hurt us as a people. No, it's not. What the thing is, our people need to make sure that you get your butts up and go vote. Sorry about that. Go ahead, Tim.
Yeah. Yes, and I agree with you. I mean, if they're going to let Trump pass with the crime that he committed or he allegedly committed, they got to do that for everyone. I mean, here the Republican Party is a party of law and order. If he committed a crime or he allegedly committed a crime, but y'all don't want him to face the law in order that y'all are always preaching about. And like he was always saying, lock her up, lock his behind up, lock his behind up. I mean, let's keep it real. You can't be that afraid of Donald Trump. I don't know what Donald Trump got on the Republican Party, but it seems like he running like a mob boss. I mean, come on now. People in the Republican Party, I know some of them, and they're afraid of him. Afraid of what? How can you be afraid of another man? An old man at that?
They're afraid that he is going to he's going to support whoever is going to wind up running against him. So because he still has a base of supporters, they don't want his supporters turning against them. And all of them are lined up because they're not enough of a leader. Listen, if you're a leader and you know good and well, you can go out and you're going to be able to convince people to vote for you and you've got your own base of support, you don't worry about Trump's people. These folks who are worried about Trump's people are not real leaders. They can't win an election on their own. And so they want him to use his power over all of the fools who keep following him to tell those people, support them. They're looking for power. They're looking to be elected. And they're really, really afraid of the, oh my God, if I come out and I say anything against Donald Trump, he's going to turn all of his people against me and I'll wind up losing in the election. Well, that theory didn't work in the last election that we had. Everybody that he supported lost. So at some point, y'all need to wake up and figure out it's time to move beyond the Donald Trump fear.
Yes, and I was listening to Mike Pence and the governor of Florida. They, instead of using what Donald Trump doing against him, they're using it to rally behind him. Like, hey, I'm scared of Trump. I'm going to support Trump. I understand you are Republican, but when you are Republican and ones are doing wrong, you must call them out.
You gotta call them out. Right. All right, I gotta go to break, brother. Thanks for calling this morning. 313-778-7600. 313-778-7600. This is the last break of the morning. And y'all ain't gonna believe we went through 9 callers already. So we're gonna take more calls when we get back on the other side of the break. 313-778-7600. We'll be right back.
The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 910 AM Superstation or Adele Media.
Balance of Nature is fruits and vegetables in a capsule, changing the world one life at a time.
I've had no energy for months and months and months. I had no energy, and I'm a very active person. And my husband was noticing that I was tired all the time, and I was slow at everything that I was doing. And I kept listening to the commercials, and you don't know if something's going to help you or not. But I decided this was something I was going to do. And lo and behold, in about 4 days to taking them, I was repotting plants. I was doing other things. My husband said to me, "You seem to have more energy." And I said, "Oh yeah, I'm fine." And I'm telling you, nothing has ever made such a difference. So anyway, I'm very happy.
Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code RADIO5.
Attention! Do you owe back taxes, fines, and penalties to the IRS? The IRS now offers new relief options for taxpayers affected by COVID-19, but you can't go it alone. Call Tax Solutions now. Our team of former IRS agents and tax professionals can get you the best deal. We know the COVID-19 rules. Call us and never speak to the IRS again.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
The virus has caused the IRS to take extensive action to help taxpayers. So if you owe $10,000 or more, this is the best time in years to settle your tax debt.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
Remember, the IRS will not give up until you pay. Call 800-683-9499. 800-683-9499. 800-683-9499.
WADL gets a facelift and is now My 38 Detroit. Along with a facelift comes new programming. On Mondays at 8 p.m., catch a 2-hour block of Law & Order SVU. Tuesdays, Chicago Fire. Wednesdays, Dateline. More Dateline and Chicago PD on Thursdays and on Fridays. You'll get more Chicago PD to start your weekend. We'll still have some of your favorite shows like Mom, Blackish, and Friends. Just adding more for you to enjoy on My 38. The Word Network has been broadcasting inspirational messages around the world since the year 2000, and we keep getting bigger and better and more innovative. Seen all around the world, we bring you the best teaching, impartation, singing, and inspiration. If you want original programming, we have that too. The Word Network is your exclusive source for all things inspiration, and we can be found on every device imaginable. If you want to be uplifted and inspired, you need the Word Network.
Welcome back, Metro Detroit. This is Kerry Leon Jackson, your urban conservative. You're listening to 910 AM Superstation, Metro Detroit's only urban talk radio station. The number here in the studio is 313-778-7600, 313-778-7600. We'll go back to the phones in just a minute, but let me once again, because this is going to be pretty much my last chance to say this before Tuesday's arraignment of the former president. Whatever crimes Donald Trump has committed, whether he gets charged or whether he doesn't get charged, it's not going to affect your individual day. It's not going to change whether or not you get a job, whether a job that you deserve, or whether you get denied a job that you deserve because of your skin color. It's not going to have anything at all to do with the price of eggs, nor the price of any of the other stuff you pay for. It is not going to affect gas prices. It's not going to affect any of those things. The issue boils down to, does Donald Trump still have a lot of support in this country? Yes, he does. And is that support enough to wind up pushing a man who was pretty much detrimental to the country into office previously? It was, because the folks on the other side were asleep at the wheel, didn't turn out to vote. When you got to the point of actually seeing who he was, what he was made up of, the fact that there are a lot of people that he put in the office or those people that just simply surrounded him, who committed out and out fraud, who stole money, who committed, what was it called? Play dates with dictators from other countries and things like that. Those folks wound up being charged. Those folks wound up going to jail. Do you want that sort of a clown show back in office, back in the White House? I don't think you do. But in order to make sure that it doesn't get back into office, you've got to make sure that you wake up and pay attention to the fact that the members of our community don't actually get out and turn out to vote the way that we should. And this is all one great big yelling, hollering, screaming to say, we've got to wake up. We've got to take responsibility for how our lives are going to be. We've got to take responsibility for who the elected officials are, whether they're on the city council level, whether they're on the state level, and definitely who is going to wind up getting our vote for president of the United States. If, in fact, you decide to stay asleep at the wheel and not pay attention, those folks are out there. The reason that I want to make sure that you hear from those people on a regular basis is to remind you that there are folks out there that don't agree with you. They think differently than you, and they'll do whatever they can to take every single thing that you have. So you've got to work, and you've got to feel it, and you've got to be just as diligent to make sure that they can't take stuff away from you, that they can't take your rights away, that they can't continue to discriminate against you in jobs and in housing. You've got to actually decide that you're going to own it a little bit. 313-778-7600. Now let's go to the phones. Let's talk to Jerome. Good morning, Jerome. How are you?
Good morning, Kerry. The Republican Party is your party. You know that, right?
Not my party, brother. I left that party a long time ago. And the people that are in that party now is the party of racism. So you can call and say, Kerry, those your people. It's your fault. It's not my fault. I never voted for Donald Trump. I've said it no less than 1,000 times. I voted for myself in 2016 because I didn't really want to wind up voting for Hillary. And that was a mistake. I should actually have voted for her. Had I known that he was going to be the clown that he turned out to be, I definitely made sure that I voted for him. But, hey, now is the time to wake up and make sure that in the future, we do every single thing we can to make sure that nobody with those characteristics winds up in office again. Nobody. Even on the local level, hint, nobody.
That's a good speech. If they don't convict him, he's going to be more popular than he's ever been. And he don't just own Fox 2 News. He has connections with all the other stations, and he has connections and a stronghold right here in Michigan. Remember, he was the one, along with John Engler, who colonized the whole state of Michigan. They had over 300 voter suppression bills.
That man did absolutely nothing with John Engler. When John Engler was governor, Donald Trump was a Democrat. Donald Trump was hanging out with Jesse Jackson and Don King. They did nothing together. Why do you believe that? Why would you even say something like that? Listen, I know that you're an advocate for education and for the kids, and I understand what happened in 1991. But brother, it's 2023. Wake up. It's 2023. Whatever happened in 1991 happened in 1991. You know how many elected officials you had to vote for since 1991 to the day? Wow.
What about when he supported Chief Craig and had him thinking he was going to run for governor? And what about
the chief ran? He wound up hiring somebody to circulate his petitions that he couldn't trust. Had he actually hired a better person to circulate the petitions, who knows where he'd wind up being? All of it. Understand this: politics is always a chess game. The way that I usually describe it to people, it's like a parking lot where there are a lot of different moving pieces, and you just got to be worried about where you are in that parking lot. Who's going to back into you, or you going to back into somebody else? Can you pull forward? You've got to pay attention to life because that's the way things are. There's a lot of moving pieces going on. Now, could Chief Craig have become governor? Probably he could have. The man was he actually was leading in the polls. Could he actually turn people out to vote for him? Any of that other stuff in the Republican Party? I don't know. We saw what happened with the Republican Party. They didn't get the votes that they generally have gotten, and so there were people who was elected, like John James was elected. Chief Craig, no, he didn't make that ballot. And but also, let me just tell you this before I run out of time: don't count that man out. He ain't gone. You know that, right?
Well, what about the crime he got away with? He falsely accused the whole, all of the black community of a crime, voter fraud. It had ordinary people going to.
He's gonna commit him. He's gonna say the same thing all over again. Thanks for calling this morning, Jerome. Have a great day, y'all. I'm out of time. Next up, the State Representative Joel Jones show. Either he or a member of the foundation will be here to bring you information and inspiration from 7 to 9 this morning. Followed by Attorney Anthony Adams. We'll be here from 9 to 11 to discuss politics, culture, and the community. My show tomorrow is pre-recorded because it's Tuesday. I will be back live and in person right here and looking at y'all faces again Wednesday morning. By then, the former president will have been arraigned. By then, we will know if Marjorie Taylor Greene is actually going to cause a whole bunch of trouble. We will know if the folks in New York got to arrest some Trump supporters or if, in fact, things went calmly, quietly, and smoothly. We'll know all of that by the time y'all talk to me on Wednesday morning. Listen, temperature's 40 degrees outside, 9's going up to over 60 degrees today, 70 degrees later on in the week. But yeah, we're going to have a little bit of rain we're going to have to deal with. So take an umbrella with you. Stay safe. I look forward to talking to each and every one of y'all on Wednesday morning. Have a great day.